Hello. I am so excited to join all of you tonight who catch this, and for those of you who catch the replay, to dive into this live session as we build up to the full moon coming in Libra, the full pink moon. And this is going to be an action-packed lunar cycle. And I can't wait to tell you all about it, dive into the conversation with the cards, and also just talk about the woman of the hour, the Queen of Swords. And I'll get into that in a moment. But first, I just wanted to say that I'm really thrilled because this is the first time that I am going live on YouTube on my own. Normally, I have my cohort, Strega Lizzie, with me, and we do On the Hedge, but I definitely want to start doing more connecting with people through lives. I just feel like it's a way to have a more personalized experience. Also, sometimes I get a lot of downloads coming in. There's a lot that I have to convey. And hello, I see that there's a couple people here. I'm just kind of getting started, and I was sharing that this is my first time going live by myself. I normally have Strega Lizzie with me for On the Hedge, but I do want to start diving in a lot more to doing lives. I really love lives because they're spontaneous and anything can happen, right? And sometimes that possibility of anything happening, that spontaneity, it makes some people nervous. But I might be a daredevil because I love all things improv. I think spontaneity is such a key to success sometimes. Also to major breakthroughs, sometimes you just have to go with the flow of the energy. And that's definitely something that's going to be very valuable as we head into this lunar cycle. Because let me tell you, it's a heavy hitting lunar cycle. I'm just kind of cleansing the energy. I've been doing a lot of cleansing of energy, and I'm sending some cleansing energy your way with this bay leaf just surrounding the collective who receives this reading, whether you're receiving it here with me now live. And thank you so much to those of you who've chosen to spend your time with me tonight. It really means a lot to me. I love to connect with people in this way, so it's always nice to go live and have some people there with you. And also, to all of you who catch the replay, just bringing in this protective energy. It is timeless, okay? So sending that blessing to you too. Hello, angel wings. I'm so happy to see you. I love that you're here. I see you've been in, your full witch mode. I've been seeing you do your thing lately, and definitely energy available for that kind of work right now, in particular, return to sender work with this lunar cycle that we have coming in. So I think I just want to kind of start out as I'm cleansing the decks and stuff, just talking to you all about this lunar cycle that we have coming in. So you can have an idea of what's in store because it's pretty action packed. The thing with this full moon in Libra, okay, is that it is in opposition to the sun. So we have Libra moon, Aries sun. All right. So, I mean, this is nothing new to us. We've been dealing with this kind of oppositional energy for a while now in the astrology, even, last year. And really, it's that, the struggle between want and need. It's the push-pull dynamics. It's trying to make the choice between operating from your higher consciousness or, diving into the impulsivity of your lower nature and urges or cravings, okay? Ah, nice. Yes. Yes. Very true. Yeah, there's There's an extra punch. There's an extra punch to this full moon for sure. And, we'll get into that. There's definitely a lot of power being raised right now. And it's actually not full yet. It's going to be full at 2:55 in the afternoon today. It's already, Saturday here in Detroit. Um, and that'll be 11:55 in the morning over on the West Coast. Okay, so we're definitely building that energy right now, and it's a doozy. You know, it's not messing around. This is really a karmic lunar cycle. We are wrapping up whatever first kind of got stirred up in your life back in November of 2021. So just last year is what is being finalized in this lunar cycle. And this lunar cycle's effects are going to be felt all the way up through the 29th of this month, okay? And that's leading right up to that partial solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, okay? So we're also going to be kicking off eclipse season. And we all know what eclipses are about. Eclipses are about that which we cannot see, okay? It's that which is hidden from us, or that which we do not have clarity on, that which is obscured from our view. So, there's definitely a lot of that kind of energy coming forward right now with this full moon that's building, because we have a really intense aspect going on with this full moon, and it's with our favorite character, Pluto. Okay. So we're talking that big Hades energy, like going to hell in a handbasket energy. Okay. It's time to do a little deep dive into the underworld and kind of like dredge up some of our toxic shit. Time to look at our shadow. Time to kind of, deal with the underbelly of things. And there's going to be a lot that bubbles to the surface in this lunar cycle, because we got the full moon square Pluto. And this is the strongest influence of this lunar cycle. It needs to be mentioned too that, this is going to be felt all the way up until the 29th, like I was saying. And on the 29th, Pluto goes retrograde into Capricorn of all signs. Okay. So Capricorn is represented as the devil in the tarot. So again, we're looking at those kind of the toxic patterns that we have, the places where we struggle with vices, in some cases where people struggle with addiction. All of these things are going to be front and center. And with that oppositional energy coming forward, the moon and the sun, and Ted's wanting to go to the bathroom. So, talk about spontaneity. I gave him a chance to do this before we started, but he always likes to, do his part in a live. With that oppositional energy, between the moon and the sun, we are looking at this really being felt in the area of home, our family, friendships that feel like family, also our intimate relationships. Okay, this is where we're going to start seeing what's hidden surface. All right, this is where there's the potential for conflict. This is where there is the need to do kind of shadow work, get down to the root of things, right? Because people are going to be activated. This is very hot astrology. There's a lot of intensity. There is the propensity for aggression, and even getting physical and popping off. Okay, it's kind of crisis type astrology. A square Pluto is not fun, and it can bring up a lot of intense stuff. So I would really say the best thing you can do is make sure that you're managing your shit. Keep your side of the street clean, okay? Keep your side swept clean. If you notice that you're starting to feel a little reactive, do pull back, and I highly recommend at this time that people, kind of pull back your energy from social media a bit, take some time to yourself. Use this energy to look within. It's not all negative, okay? I mean, a lot of people don't like these difficult Pluto cycles, but there's absolutely the opportunity to transform this energy. That's why we're going through this Pluto cycle, okay? We're going through this Pluto cycle so we can finally take what's been hidden and bring it into the light. Oh, yeah, that devil. Yeah, angel wings. I mean, it's, it's front and center, so it's when you think of devil energy, a lot of people misunderstand the devil in the tarot. The devil is those things that we feel bound to or attached to in an unhealthy way. They're things that make us more codependent rather than independent, right? They take us out of our personal power, out of our strength. They can be unhealthy, habits. They can be addictions, like I was mentioning before. They can be vices, To say that this is some like fuck boy, fuck girl, fuck shit astrology is not off the mark. There's definitely the propensity for some telenovela type stuff to go down this lunar cycle. And let me get Ted one moment. He's such a character. He does this to me all the time. And it's really because he thinks he's going to get more treats, but he's not. There's no more treats. He's had all of his treats. So he's not going to manipulate me, which is another thing that you have to be aware of with this cycle is, there is manipulative energy that's going to be around. There is going to be the need to know what's your energy, what's other people's energy. And as you navigate this lunar cycle, it's going to be so necessary to sink into your own intuition, use your intuition, how you feel about things, read the room, lean into how you're feeling when you're in the presence of certain people or when you're in certain situations or engaged in different dynamics. And, definitely make sure that you're heeding what your intuition is saying, because that's kind of going to be your radar right now. It's going to be a little difficult to necessarily trust everything that you're being told because people are going to be very activated, and the potential for projection is really high. But it's up to you if you take on that energy or not, right? So it's definitely super important to make sure that you're in touch with how you're feeling, as you move through this cycle, and you let your intuition guide you in your choices. It is definitely time to, bring things to a head though. So expect that some secrets are going to be revealed. Stuff that was hidden is going to come out. And I have to tell you that one of the reasons why I was saying, you might not want to be on social media a whole lot necessarily is that there is the potential for a lot of this to go down publicly too, partially because people might just get sloppy, when people are feeling really activated, when they got their, shit kind of confronting them directly, and their vulnerabilities are being stirred up because things that they didn't want to get revealed are being revealed. It can get a little dicey, right? So some of this might go down publicly, and we have to remember with a Libra full moon that's kind of introducing this cycle and is such a key energy in play because of that oppositional energy of the moon with the sun, which is Aries, and Libra and Aries are opposites on the zodiac wheel, okay? They're oppositional energies. So automatically you're going to have that push pull, kind of energy. My way, no, my way, like tug of war kind of situations, and like, I want it, but I need this, and trying to decide which way to go. So intuition is really going to be a key, but a lot a lot of people don't know that Libra actually rules over hidden enemies. Okay. So, or what we call frenemies nowadays. Okay. So, with this oppositional energy and the magnification of that with the Pluto square the moon, you know, people are going to be showing their true colors, and some people are going to be outed. And a lot of this will go down publicly. So social media, might not be the best place to be investing your energy this lunar cycle, because it could get kind of messy. And if you're dealing with something highly personal, if you are closing a really difficult cycle, you might want to make sure that you're preserving your privacy during this time, all right? Because there is this meddling energy for sure, all right? There's also a real competitive energy, where there's a lot of like egos pitted against each other. And there's that like page of swords energy in play is the best way I can describe it. I like to relate it to tarot because I think that really dials it in for a lot of people. We're talking that seven of swords energy, page of swords energy, where you have, you know people kind of like sneaking around trying to get information. You might even have some people like, checking out your social media, trying to figure out what's going on with you. You might have some catfish on your account, okay, that are sort of keeping tabs on you. You think you're dealing with one person, it's actually that ex that you haven't talked to in 5 years or whatever. Okay, so this energy is definitely in play. And people kind of gathering information, but it's because they want something that you got. All right. And they're trying to look for an advantage with that seven of swords vibe. So this is like, it's like soap opera kind of energy with this lunar cycle, and I wish I could put like a real positive spin on it somewhere, but this is just sort of one of those things that we have to pass through. I mean, this happens in life. We have to go through difficult cycles. And the reality is, with this kind of energy, it can bring on crisis, okay? It can bring on crisis if you do not manage your emotions. If you act out of pocket, if you don't like take some space when you're feeling activated, you could get yourself in a world of trouble. All right, for real. So it's very important to like, really just tend to yourself. Okay. And with these energies in play, you might also notice a really intense energy drain. You might find you're more tired. You might find you need more rest. You might find that you are feeling more kind of introverted, not really wanting to go out and, connect with people. And if you're feeling that way, I would say respect that, take time to yourself. It will only serve you good, because this stuff comes up for the opportunity to transmute it. All right. And sometimes, it's like, okay, when a snake bites you, right? A poisonous snake bites you, you need the antivenom, right? Well, you get a little of the hair of the dog that bit you, in order to transmute that energy and escape from the jaws of death, basically. Okay. So it's the same thing when we are dealing with a Pluto cycle. Some of this stuff can be really painful to have to acknowledge, you know? especially when it's taking you by surprise and you feel like the rug's being pulled out from under you because holy shit, you've been doing what? With who? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, it can be very disillusioning when you realize that somebody you thought you knew is actually a stranger to you because they've been working against you, all right? And it's hard. But what must be understood is that's the poison, okay? And we need to imbibe a bit of that poison. And why? It's because it brings awareness. And if you don't have awareness, then you have no way of knowing that you're even being fucked over. So be thankful for having these people marked that aren't on your side. You know, be thankful for the light being shined down on, you know, who's been, you know, plotting in the dark against you, you know? I mean, it sounds so sinister, but the reality is this is kind of a ruthless energy. It's sort of like every man for himself. I'm aboard, pull up the ladder kind of energy. So you better be looking out for yourself. All right. And this is, you know, the Queen of Swords energy coming in. I've been like tapping into this Queen of Swords archetype all day. And we all need this Queen of Swords medicine right now. The Queen of Swords medicine is extremely valuable because the Queen of Swords, when in balance, knows how to be decisive, knows how to make a strong judgment call, knows how to speak the truth, knows how to cut off what doesn't serve, knows how to have good, solid boundaries. You're welcome. You're welcome, Angel Wings. Yeah, I mean, we all need to hear it. I remind myself, everybody needs to hear this. It's all very important. We are responsible for our boundaries. We are responsible for what we allow into our space. You know, we are responsible. Nobody can, you know, handle that for us. And sometimes it's really hard to realize that somebody you placed your trust in betrayed that trust. But thank Spirit for the message, you know, thank Spirit for the memo, and that light is being drawn on what's been going down in the dark. Because can you imagine if it just kept stringing on and you wanted to have faith or belief in this person who actually doesn't have your best interests at heart? What is the greater, you know, crime? I'd rather know myself, right? It's better to know the truth than to live in false hope within a lie, you know, always. And that's definitely like Queen of Swords medicine. There is, you know, we do have a positive, you know, some positive aspect. It's a little bit negated though, honestly, because of the intensity of that Pluto square. But we do have some positive assistance with Mars and Saturn as well. Okay, we do. Um, that can be beneficial in the realm of transformation of these like lower vibrational energies, okay, and sort of like leveling up and moving beyond this energy that has held us back. But you know, like I said, it does require you to like dig deep and be ready to do the work. Mars and Saturn give you a clue about what's needed. Mars energy, ruling planet of Aries, that's all about taking initiative. All right. You have to take initiative. You have to take accountability. You have to take action and you have to boss the fuck up because that's what Mars does. Now, you do have to be aware of, you know, tempering your reactions, right? And your impulsivity. You know that. You know to be aware of that, which also comes with Mars, okay? And this is why, you know, you have to really think balanced emperor energy. And I don't care if you are a feminine, you can embody that emperor energy, all right? Hold court. You know, you decide how you are going to rule over your kingdom, your life, who you let come into your court, okay? and who you dismiss from the court. Or if the Queen of Swords was in charge, she might just say off with their heads, okay? She knows how to wield the sword that way too. All right. So, I mean, this energy is definitely very, very strongly in play. It's definitely important right now to balance that Mars energy and know how to work with it in a productive way, which is taking charge, stepping up to the plate, being accountable, saying, okay, I know that the only way that things are going to shift is if I look honestly at what the problem is. And then instead of staying fixated there, I focus on what's the solution and I move forward in a strong and empowered way. And that means, doing your cleanup work, which is what Saturn is all about, used in the positive aspect. Okay. The Saturn energy that can work for us is all about discipline. Okay. It's about getting our shit together. It's about doing what needs to be done, so we can move forward in a positive way. So if you're able to do that, okay, if you're able to keep emotionally balanced, if you're able to pull your energy back from, some of what can be a distraction, some of what can stir up the drama, like social media, it's not going to kill you, to just pull your energy back from, social media a little bit, it wouldn't kill you to take some time to yourself, maybe go sit with some trees, just chill out, and lean into what you're feeling, because you may feel reactive as you move through this month, but it's important you get down to the root of it and understand, what is that about? Where is that coming from? And that way things don't become muddy. When other people are upset around you, you don't have to personalize, what they're bringing in. You can tune in to your own feelings and you can understand what's theirs and what's yours. And then that makes things a lot clearer about what the next step is, what the next choice you need to make is, okay? So really, really important. We also have a fixed star Arcturus that's also offering some beneficial energy. Again, it's a little bit negated by that, Pluto square energy, but it does have like this vibration of the Six of Wands. So there's an opportunity to really rise above and, triumph and have success, if you do your cleanup work, if you finalize whatever cycle kicked off back in November of 2021, if you bring things to the proper closure and you do what needs to be done, then, you can really achieve success. And this can come through a lot of different ways. Let's say your toxic trait is that you have a fear of failure. And because you have a fear of failure, you hold yourself back from going after your dreams and, pursuing what really, lights you up and sets your soul on fire. And this can be in regard to, a work situation. This can be in regard to a romantic interest. You could apply this to any area of life, okay? So if you use that Mars energy to say, hey, pull up your big girl pants or pull up your boots, time to get to work. You're going to go for this, buck up. And if you can take charge, look at what needs to be done to get to your goal, to do what you need to do, what obstacles you need to clear out of the way, do the cleanup work, that's Saturn energy, working with that discipline, and move into that space of taking personal responsibility to improve your life, to go for your dream, to go ahead and approach that person you want to talk to go ahead and put yourself out there, in your endeavors. You might pull a rabbit out of the hat. You could have big success. It could pay off. So there's always a way to work with these energies. Is it going to be easy? No. All right. So that's why you're really going to need to tap into that Emperor energy, that take charge energy, That's why you're going to really need to use that Saturn energy, which is all about having the discipline. And Arcturus, the fixed star Arcturus, is also kind of connected with Mars energy as well. All right. And also Jupiter energy. Okay. So when we think of those ruling planets, what signs they rule over, we're looking again, Aries, and we're looking at Sagittarius. Now, the only thing that I would like to say for natives of those signs, Sagittarius Sun, Aries Sun, you might want to be aware with this Pluto square energy that's going on, that if you have any legalities you're working through right now, things could take kind of a sticky turn in regard to those situations, just with the dynamics that are in play. All right. So do be aware, make sure that if you're having to sign any contracts, anything like that, you are really going over all the details with a fine-tooth comb. Remember, there are people out there in that Seven of Swords energy. Don't let yourself get fucked over. Don't just take somebody at their word. If you're dealing with any kind of legal matters, any kind of business partnership, any type of record deals, anything like this, where you are, connected by a contract, by a legally binding agreement, even a marriage, okay, or looking into something like a prenuptial agreement or a divorce settlement, anything along these lines, okay? Make sure you are really looking into things deeply. And if you have to look into it a few times, you do, but be aware. Do be aware, because there definitely is that energy in play. And while this is positive energy that does come in, with Arcturus, with the Mars and Saturn energy, there's, there's still, even though we got that Saturn trine and that Mars energy, there's still that Pluto square. So it's a lot to overcome. So I would just say, if your gut is telling you, I don't know if I should sign this contract, or I think I need to consult my lawyer on this before I respond, or I'm not so sure this is a fair agreement. Can I look into the books a bit? Whatever the situation is, this is especially pertinent, again, for Aries Sun, Sagittarius Sun, specifically for the natives of those signs, okay? Make sure you are really looking deeply into matters so you don't get taken advantage of. But, as long as you're careful, as long as you trust your gut, as long as you manage your emotions, don't let anybody make you, act out of pocket, you'll get through just fine, okay? And you'll also be able to really close what's been a challenging cycle that's been going on for a while and move into a new position of empowerment in your life, where you can actually see some success, for your efforts. There's been a lot of thwarting energy around for a while, a lot of interfering energy. And it's good. It's good that this interfering energy is being exposed. It's time for it to be exposed, because it's like, if you don't know what you're dealing with, it makes it kind of hard to address the issue, right? So let's be grateful that the spotlight is being shined in these areas where, we've kind of been stumbling around in the dark, and in some cases rubbing elbows with people who have been working against us. All right. So very, 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 very interesting times. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this live and bring in the Queen of Swords is that I've seen this real misconception about the Queen of Swords. And I hear it a lot. It comes up a lot in readings, or even just, among people talking tarot. whenever the Queen of Swords is brought up, she's always referred to as a bitch. A bitch. Even when she's upright. And I have to tell you, that distinction is important because can the Queen of Swords be cold? Can the Queen of Swords be calculating? Can she be a bitch? Absolutely, she can be a bitch when she's operating in the reverse. But the Queen of Swords upright actually is a very decisive, intelligent, clear thinking, wise woman who is able to draw boundaries effectively, is able to call what's what out, doesn't bite her tongue, speaks the truth. Sometimes the truth is a little harsh, Sometimes people have a hard time hearing the truth, but the truth is necessary, She knows what no longer serves, and she's able to release it. She's able to release it cleanly. And a lot of people have a hard time with that. They have a hard time with a feminine energy presenting themselves in a strong way, And I think it's really wild because the King of Swords is never referred to in this way. I've seen countless readings where the Queen of Swords pops up and she's called a bitch, right out the gate. And this is kind of insulting, really, because the Queen of Swords represents the air signs, the air collective. She represents Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So you're basically lumping a whole collective of people in the category of bitch when you automatically look at the Queen of Swords through this biased lens. And it's absolutely unfair. I never hear this with any of the other queens in tarot, and I find it fascinating. You never see a reader put down the Queen of Pentacles and call her a bitch. You never see a reader put down the Queen of Wands or the Queen of Cups and automatically just call her a bitch. But if the Queen of Swords is laid down, she's called a bitch. And I think it's interesting because of all the queens, she is the most outspoken. She doesn't hold it in. She doesn't mince her words. She's able to say no. She's able to cut things off. And I realized when I was sitting with this that these are all things that are largely viewed as masculine qualities and are smiled upon if a masculine goes there, right? I mean, like I said, I don't hear people refer to the King of Swords in the same manner. I don't see them lay down the King of Swords card and go, God, this asshole. And that really kind of like got to me. And I was like, I don't understand why there is this perception, this misunderstanding of the sword suit and the energy of the sword suit. It's not all aggression and strife. It's also intellect and inspiration, and the truth. Okay. Now, we don't want to be enemies of the truth now, do we? And this energy is really coming forward with this lunar cycle, this energy of truth telling, truth being exposed, truth coming out, speaking our truth, looking at what's true, right? So Queen of Swords is like, the woman of the hour. And I really wanted to like talk about that. It's very discouraging that personally, as somebody who is represented by the Queen of Swords to, receive a reading and automatically be told I'm the bitch in this scenario because I'm represented by the Queen of Swords, as are all of my air sign collective. There's just like a little food for thought. But the Queen of Swords is very strongly associated with Libra, very strongly associated with Libra. And if you take the Rider-Waite tarot deck, okay, and you pull out the Justice card in the Rider-Waite tarot deck, you will see, if you compare the Queen of Swords to the Justice card side by side, you will see that the Queen of Swords is the same queen that sits on the throne of justice. It's just her profile view. All right. So why would we have this this like combative relationship with this energy of what's just, what's true, what's balanced? Why would we label that as a bitch? You know? Why? And maybe that's the problem. Maybe the Queen of Swords calls too many people out on their shit. You know, the Queen of Swords won't keep her mouth shut. She sees something that isn't right, that's unethical, that isn't fair, that isn't balanced, that's underhanded, and she's going to call that shit out. I could see how that would make a lot of people feel like she's a bitch, especially a lot of people that don't want their shit exposed because they're not operating above board, you know? So I just thought that that was really interesting. And I wanted to give the Queen of Swords an opportunity to sort of like have the floor and give the collective a reading for this lunar cycle about what's coming in, what needs to be focused on, and the energies in play. Because I really feel like people need to come to understand that Queen of Swords energy a little bit better and like throw some respect on her name, man. Don't call the Queen of Swords a bitch, all right? If she comes out in reverse, okay, you know, you might have a leg to stand on there. She might be acting like a bitch if she's in reverse. But hello, all of the queens have the potential to be a bitch, just like all of the kings have the potential to be an asshole when they're operating in reverse, when they're not in their power, when they're not in their energy, right? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not. So, you know, I feel like it's something that needs to be addressed in the tarot community because I think that's pretty fucking foul. You know, you have people who tune in to see your readings, you know, and they're looking, you know, to receive some guidance or some direction from you. And you're automatically like insulting a whole like collective of people because they're a Queen of Swords. You're like labeling them a bitch. That's not right. It's not. It's not cool, man. So I wanted to let the Queen of Swords have an opportunity to set the record straight and just really show who she is. And I've been tapping into that archetype energy, and it's not hard for me because I am a Queen of Swords, all right? But I'm tapping in for all the Queen of Swords, like Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, you know, and we're just going to do a little collective read here. And I'm going to say what the Queen of Swords wants everybody to know about what's coming in for this lunar cycle. Queen of Swords, what do we need to know collectively about this lunar cycle? What energies are in play? What do we need to focus on? Ooh, that was sticky. What work needs to be done? How do we need to move forward? The first thing that came out is a water sign energy. We got the Page of Cups, okay? So Page of Cups, this came in as a crossing energy. So this is sort of like an energy that can work for or against us. And it's interesting because it landed crossing this title card for the deck, which is all about contracts, okay? I view this card as anything that's about, contracts, the written word, signing agreements. And, we did talk about that energy a bit, that in play. Page of Cups. This is a young energy, okay? We are looking at water signs, so that would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This could have to do with a child, somebody young, some kind of legal agreements with a child. This could have something to do with custody or child support arrangements. Definitely, those who have a young child, water sign energy, and this could be any placement within the chart. It doesn't have to be their sun sign, where you're trying to hammer out legal agreements, okay? Make sure you're really going over those documents with a fine-toothed comb, all right? Make sure that you are double checking things with your attorneys. Make sure that everybody who is involved in the situation is truly on the same page and that everything is finalized in this manner, in a way that feels fair and equitable to all parties involved. But it is going to require that you really look into the specifics, because there's something being done here that, is not totally above board, and it's all about the legalities, okay? And of course, this doesn't apply to everybody. I'm going to speak to whatever messages want to come through. Yeah, we see here that I think this is definitely about money. Okay, this is definitely about money in relation to a child. And we see that there's trying to come to a place of balance that feels fair to both parties with this Two of Pentacles energy and with this Five of Swords energy coming into play. Somebody is trying to take advantage in this situation. They're not operating in a fair way, and something needs to be hammered out here, because I really see that there's one parent in this situation that is taking more financial responsibility for this child, and it's really putting them in a difficult position. And it's because the other parent is, being underhanded in the way they're moving in this situation. This might have to do, one of the parents involved might be a Knight of Wands. Okay, so this would be fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay, and that's interesting because I did bring that up with the what's going on with the lunar cycle, that those signs need to be aware. you know uh, Sagittarius and Aries, okay, need to be aware if you're dealing with any kind of legalities. And in this case specifically, this specific message, if you're dealing with something that has to do with a young child, okay, or even just a child, doesn't have to be a very young child, but something where there's a dividing of assets, some kind of legalities, it doesn't even necessarily have to be child support. Maybe your child is involved in some kind of legal case, or maybe you're trying to hammer out something that has to do with an inheritance or anything along these lines, okay, where you got the courts involved, where legalities are involved. You definitely want to make sure you're looking into things thoroughly, because something shady with this Five of Swords, okay? Somebody is trying to walk away with more than is actually due them. And who does it compromise? It compromises the child in the end, and this is not fair. I do see that there's a holdup around this, okay, with this Hanged Man energy, okay? Uh, something has just been dragging on and dragging on and dragging on, and you're wondering, like, when is this matter going to be resolved? I would say you definitely need to look into it, because something shady is going on, and it's in the paperwork. I'm getting that really strongly. It's something in the paperwork isn't right. I do want to see if, you're going to be able to move through this, or what can you do to kind of move things forward. Yeah, there's definitely something is being held up here, okay? We got the High Priestess with the 8 Swords energy, all right? Again, we got cups energy coming in, okay? Pisces, with this high priestess, you know, and Eight of Swords doesn't have to be, you know, a Pisces necessarily, but I am going to call out the astrological signs. High priestess energy is associated with Pisces, but with it coming out with a major arcana, it really can be like anybody, okay? It's an archetypal energy. But this is somebody who's being a little bit secretive, okay? They're kind of doing something behind your back. They're not being totally upfront and above board. And it's to keep you, you know, kind of stalled out in this Eight of Swords energy. It's to hold everything up. Maybe you got somebody who keeps holding up shit in court, you know, putting you on ice in court, you know, and it's just causing this matter to draw out for a long time, you know, and it's causing all kinds of complications. What needs to happen here to resolve this matter? How can the collective that is dealing with this type of situation resolve this matter? Queen of Swords, what do they need to do? What do they need to do? Pretty wild that that would come out like that after talking about the full moon energy and this lunar cycle and how that could affect Aries and Sagittarius. It's interesting that that came forward like that. Woo! And the incense just made a circle. It's made a smoke ring. It's like a yes. Be aware. Okay. So we do have this Four of Swords energy coming out here, which I'm taking this as a positive sign that, you know, usually Four of Swords is like, let it go and just trust, you know, things are going to work out. But it is a time for like resting, you know, like don't get combative with this person, okay? It's going to cause further problems. I would say that it's probably in your best, yes. It's in, yes. Okay, it's in your best interest with the Hermit and this Hierophant energy. Again, Hierophant energy deals with like institutions, okay? It's that legal picture coming in. It's and with the Hermit energy here, this is definitely about like shining the light, you know, into what can't be seen. Something's hidden. So I think you need to move very quietly in this situation. All right. You know, talk to your appropriate legal team, you know, have them look into the matter for you. Get yourself copies of all agreements. Get yourself copies of all these papers that are being exchanged in court. Make sure you're going over them with a fine tooth comb. I don't care how redundant it is. All right. You definitely need to make sure that you are really looking into this matter because something is hidden and it's not above board. But I think that you need to be quiet about it. Okay. You don't need to make a stink about it. Don't raise a bunch of, you know, red flags that you're starting to look into things. I think that if you do that, you're going to sabotage yourself. But if you're able to kind of move stealth, I think that you will have success. The person who's kind of a problem in this situation may be a Queen of Wands. She is coming out here with this devil energy, okay? So with the Queen of Wands, that's fire sign energy again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? And with that devil energy, that's associated with the sign of Capricorn. There's something very manipulative going on there, and I do feel like a child is being used as a pawn, and it's not cool. Okay. And there's something that's off about the paperwork. So look into this matter more thoroughly. Fire signs coming through real strongly for this message with, you know, water sign child involved in that situation. Yeah, I think this very well could be a Leo, maybe a Leo that has Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in their chart as well. that's a possibility, because I do see this Nine of Swords, what's causing the apprehension. You know, there's this lion energy that's kind of like stalking her that she's looking back at. Okay. And it came out with this Queen of Cups. So it's like, this is what's causing the worry, you know? I'm just getting a read that this is probably a woman with both Leo and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio factoring strongly in the chart. And this may have been somebody that you were married to in the past, okay? Because we have the Four of Wands here, also coming out with the Six of Cups, okay? And we see that there was disappointment in this situation with the Four of Cups coming in here, okay? So it looks like this is a relationship that ended. Oh, yeah, this is coming in strongly, okay? Oh my gosh, this confirmation is intense. All right. So what you're looking for here, and trying to get the camera in view, what you're looking for here is to balance this situation out, okay, with this temperance energy, okay, which is Sagittarius, all right? Another confirmation on Sagittarius energy there. You know, you want there to be a mutual give and take in this situation. You want the terms of agreement to be equitable. Both parties should be contributing equally in regard to this child. You know, you can come to this place of agreement, but it definitely involves some revising of those documents, okay? And sort of bringing a balance of power in this situation. I feel like right now there's like too much of this like kind of push pull argumentative energy going on, this back and forth that's not allowing that place of coming and sort of meeting in the middle to come about. So it's like time to stop the arguing and, you know, promote peace in this situation, but, you know, do what you need to do to look into this matter more thoroughly and figure out what is really going on a legal level. And if you have not gotten legalities involved yet, maybe you should. Maybe you should iron things out in a contractual way if that's something you haven't done up to this point, because it really feels like there needs to be a balance of power brought into the situation where both parties feel like their needs are being met, and it's all in the interest of this young energy of this child, okay? Very, very important. I think you can find the way through. I definitely think this has to do with a Leo, okay? Because we got the Sun card here. This is also Leo energy. Leo energy really strong here. Sagittarius energy really strong here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy really strong here, all right? And I'm just relaying the messages as they come through. Not every message that comes through is going to be for you, all right? So take what applies to you and toss the rest aside. But somebody listening needs to hear that message, and so I wanted that to come through. Look into those documents, okay? All right, Queen of Swords. What else does the collective need to know about what's coming in this lunar cycle and what needs to be addressed? What messages need to come through for the collective? I also feel like in that situation, I just got this come in that you ran into issues like this in the past where there was like a manipulation around the money, where money was taken out of accounts that was not supposed to be tampered with. Ooh, okay, something just came out there. So I definitely would say, you know, look into this. Yeah, and this is a confirmation. I think you're really going to be successful with this here. Yes, because it's talking about it. This is a confirmation that just came through because it's talking about that situation where you were really disappointed, okay, which I'm seeing is the dissolving of this relationship, the ending of this relationship. May have been somebody you were married to. Maybe they even like made an offer. There was some kind of child support offer, something was presented, but you were like, no, not good enough, you know. It needs to be better than that. There needs to be a better agreement that we come to. It's definitely a relationship that ended where there's some kind of legal proceedings involved and a dividing of assets, okay? Because we have the Five of Cups with the Three of Swords, that's disappointment and heartache. We see the World card, which is completion, okay? I got a confirmation on this with the Ace of Swords. What I'm saying is true, but I don't think you need to worry because we do have the Six of Wands here, okay? We do have the Six of Wands, so I think you're going to be victorious, all right? You may have seen this start back in the winter time, is when things really picked up with this situation. But I think that you're going to emerge from this just fine, all right? But take the path of peace, okay? Don't feed into the animosity and the aggression. It won't help matters at all right? I really just wanted to, oh yes, and this was about the Page of Cups, okay? Because it's down on the bottom here. You got the Page of Cups down on the bottom of the deck. So definitely could be. Oh, isn't this great? Okay. And I don't know if there's somebody involved in this situation. One of the parents has Aquarius energy strongly aspected in their chart with this Fool card coming through here. But we now see that the contract is right side up. All right. And it looks like, that balance will be found. All right. So look into the specifics. All right. Dot all your I's, cross all your T's. All right. I just want to do a hard shuffle on this because it really wanted to stick with that story. And I know that's not everybody's story, but that really was coming front and center. So I wanted to bring it in. I wanted to speak to it. I'm telling you, these energies in play. Not easy stuff. All right. Let's talk to some more of the collective. I know there's other people out here that need to receive messages. What do you want them to know, Queen of Swords? What's coming in? What is coming in throughout this lunar cycle? What needs to be looked at? What needs to be dealt with? What needs to be addressed? What is coming in this lunar cycle? Well, that flew right out. Here's another crossing energy. So I'm really viewing these when these cards are coming out as crossing energies, I'm viewing these as, the obstacles to moving ahead, the obstacles that are, getting in the way of forward momentum. And there's sort of what's blocking the path. And we see here that this one, whatever is coming in here, this one has to do about money, okay? And quite a bit of money too with the Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles is all about, independent wealth, independent abundance. It's an individual who has worked really hard, pouring their time, their energy into something, and they've really built something solid for themselves that they can stand on. Independently owned and operated is like the phrase that comes through for me. And so we see here that there is a Three of Pentacles energy coming in here. And with that is a Five of Cups, disappointment. Now, I've been saying this for a long time, and this has been coming through in readings really strongly for a while now. And I don't know why, but, when the messages come through, they come through. I really feel like the energy dynamics in play right now do not support business partnership. It's much better to go off on your own and do your own thing. Why? Because we've had this fuck shit energy in play with secretiveness and things being hidden and people coveting, your position or what you got, wanting what you got, moving in underhanded ways. We've had this Page of Swords subterfuge energy in play for a while now. It's been cantankerous. It's been relentless, okay? So I just feel like it's not the best time to get involved in business partnerships. It really isn't. It's better to go your own way. And so I feel like if you have a business idea, collective, if you have something that you're wanting to create, you got an inspired idea, some kind of project, that has a financial component to it. And maybe you've been thinking about pulling some people in on it, or maybe you've had some people express interest in what you got going on. I really think that you would be wise to not go into business with other people. If you want to do like a one-off kind of situation, a cross-promotional kind of gig, if you want to support other people in that way where you can drive business to each other by kind of giving each other a shout out, maybe doing some kind of one-off project, or doing a podcast together, or doing a workshop together or something like that. Cool. Make sure all your terms are really hammered out. Everything's very clean. Everything's above board. If there's any legalities involved, any contracts involved, even with a one-off, make sure everything is gone over with fine-tooth comb. Okay, super, super important. But aside from that, beyond that, go your own way. If you invest your energy in yourself, and I'm noticing here in this Five of Cups card, there's this like little creature here is offering a pearl. And I feel like that's sort of like the message is that it's like you don't even realize what you hold. You don't even realize like the pearl that you hold in your hands. Like the world could be your oyster if you just like trust in yourself enough to invest in yourself. And maybe you don't understand how many shadow aspects that's going to cause you to face by having the courage to like put yourself out there on your own, do your own thing, invest in yourself, not needing to have anybody else to fall back on, being able to manage it on your own, building something for yourself. This Nine of Pentacles, I mean, this is a beautiful sign of success, but this is a success that is achieved on your own. It's not a success achieved through, partnership. This is independent. Okay. This is independent energy. This is big boss, independent energy, and arriving in a place of not only financial abundance, but total self-satisfaction. And that self-satisfaction comes from trusting in yourself and believing what you have to offer is valuable and being willing to, put yourself out there and go for it. Okay. Uh, what I'm saying is true, okay, with this Ace of Swords. And this may be, woo, I love it, the Lady of the Hour, Queen of Swords, okay? This may be a very strong energy coming in for my Queen of Swords out there, okay? So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, okay? This message is for you. Yeah, Ooh, how interesting is this? And then what comes in after that is this Knight of Cups energy with Two of Cups. And what follows that is the Two of Wands, which is all about partnership of a romantic variety. This is very interesting. And I'm getting a couple messages coming through with this, okay? So I want to speak to both of them. First message I'm getting is that Queen of Swords energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, you're not really interested in love right now. It's like not where your focus is. You're really focused on getting the bag. You're focused on creating your own stability. You're really diving into this place of self-satisfaction. You've got things you're working on. You have projects, that you're investing your energy into. You're in this really inspired place, and you're looking to create security for yourself. And I think absolutely, that could be because you've had some disappointment in the past in relation to, partnerships. And this doesn't just have to be business partnerships, but with this, cups energy coming in, also within romantic relationships, maybe you had some third party interference in, your relationships in the past, not just on a business level, but maybe on a romantic level too. I think that a lot of the air sign collective is really pouring their energy into building themselves up, They're taking that energy that they used to pour into relationships, that they used to pour into other people, and they're really turning it, back on them. They're like pouring that energy into themselves instead. They're going for that Ace of Cups energy. It's not on the board, but I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. Like, they're going for that Ace of Cups energy. They're realizing that, it starts with me. I don't need somebody to complete me. I can be full. I can be abundant. I can be content. I can be prosperous. I can be self-satisfied. I can grow and build for myself on my own. That's what this Nine of Pentacles energy is all about. And it's pentacles, so it's rooted in material reality. It's not just a fantasy. It's not just a dream. You are going to see success, Air Sign Collective, with whatever you've been building, for yourself, that required you to kind of jump out on a limb and stray from the crowd and do your own thing. The more that you are expressing your individuality through your work, through what you're pouring your passion, your time, your care, your attention into, the more successful it's going to be. I see it really paying off. With the Nine of Pentacles energy, that is the most that you achieve individually. The only thing that comes after that is the Ten of Pentacles, which is usually, when you're building with another person, you're building with that partner, that life partner, you're building a happy home together, you're building a financial legacy together, okay? But Nine of Pentacles, this is, if you have any question, Air Sign Collective, if you've been wondering, should I open that business? Should I start that website? Should I invest in that, program, that education, so I can move forward in the career direction I'm really feeling called to explore? Do it. Do it. It will be successful. And it's interesting. It's almost like once you start to pour your energy into yourself and you start focusing on what you want to do instead of being concerned with what anybody else is doing, or even worrying about, finding a romantic partner, you really are like kind of vibing on doing your own thing right now. It's funny because then comes the romantic invitation with the Knight of Cups energy. Cups energy, we are looking at an emotional offer, an emotional invitation. This is like a potential suitor coming forward and saying, hey, I want to take you out on a date. Let me take you out for a night on the town. Somebody coming forward and expressing interest. This person may have a strong water sign placement in their chart. That would be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Doesn't have to, but they could. And we do see there's a real, connection that comes out of this with the Two of Cups energy. That's like a soulmate connection, real pair. And I kind of feel like with this Two of Wands energy, it's kind of like the true partnership, because you guys will actually be equals, This person that's coming in, they got their own thing going on. Like they know how to build for themselves. They're looking for that person that can match them in that energy. Yes. Oh, this is really interesting. Yeah, I see this really developing. And again, we have some legal contracts coming in, okay? Okay, this is really interesting energy here. I see that this project you may be involved in, Air Sign Collective, it could have a creative component to it. With this Page of Cups energy, there may be something that is like artistic about what you do, or creatively expressive in some way. Maybe you create content, maybe you're writing a book, maybe you're recording an album, or there's some type of artistic aesthetic, some kind of creative component that comes into play. With this star energy right here, it's also possible. Uh, it's also possible that it could be online. A lot of times, this star energy can deal with being very visible online, being visible on social media. Um, this star is associated with Aquarius energy, so this could also be a very strong message for those of the Aquarius clan. And then we got Page of Cups here too. So that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy again. It's a young energy though. So it's like a young, inspirational energy. And I think that, you know, maybe the work that you're doing does connect you with a younger kind of energy, or maybe it makes you feel young because it really inspires you. And it's the first time you felt really enthusiastic about work in a long time, you know, like you really feel like you're sort of in your element. You're doing something that actually feeds you on a soul level. And that makes all the difference, right? There's like this playfulness, this creativity involved in your work. And that's the goal, right? That you do what you love and then the abundance follows. So that's really beautiful energy. I do see you celebrating in a really big way. Okay. I see you celebrating in a big way come the fall with this Ace of Wands energy, definite like point of arrival. I think you're really going to see some success. I think there's going to be some kind of offer coming your way that's going to be real good. We see this, contract is in the upright. Okay. So I think there's going to be a tangible offer made. Maybe, you know, if you got like a script, somebody's going to want to pick it up that just came in. Musicians out there, you might get signed. You might get a foot in the industry. I see something really coming through, and it obviously leads to financial abundance and success. But it looks like there will be a lot more to celebrate too. Yeah, you know, I think that you've gone through. Oh wow, this is really beautiful energy. Air sign collective. I think you've gone through a really rough time, you know, with this Six of Swords energy, okay? But the Six of Swords is really positive. It means you're moving away from the difficulties and you're starting to head into a more, a more smooth ride in your life. It's not going to be like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, okay? It's not going to be so turbulent. It's not going to be so, so bumpy and unpredictable, you know? No more detours. It's going to be straight ahead to success. And I see you really landing in this place of happiness with this 10 of Cups energy. And this is so wild, man. I have to tell you, because I've been doing readings, you know, for the air sign collective for a while now. And 10 of Cups energy has just been coming in so strong. 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, like, you know, really positive. Oh, and here he is. And he's come in before too. And King of Pentacles. And this is like big boss energy, okay? Big boss energy. Look, he's riding in on his horse. He's got a tangible offer. He's got something to offer. He's got that Ace of Pentacles, okay? So that's what I was talking about, that power couple energy where it's like somebody that achieves for themselves and meeting their match. You know, you're on an equal playing field. You don't need each other to complete each other because you've completed yourselves. And now you're ready to just enjoy the fruits of all that work that you've done on yourself and what you built for yourself with another. This is like true partner energy, all right? This King of Pentacles energy. This is a solid offer coming in from a dude who has their shit together, okay? Or somebody who, you know, resonates with masculine. Yep, this is the Judgment, all right? We got the Judgment right there. So just chill out, man. Keep focusing on yourself. You're doing beautiful work, Air Sign Collective. And this is like so funny to me because I've heard so much like negativity, like doom and gloom predicted for Libras. And it's like, I don't know what you all are reading out there. I don't, because I just keep getting nothing but good coming in. I just got the deck. 6 of Wands, baby. 6 of Wands energy. Okay, so that's victory. Enough said. All right, that's it with that tangent. We've had, let's see, we've had a lot of, we've had air sign energy come in now. We had fire sign energy come in now. We've had even, water sign energy come in. I haven't seen a lot from the earth sign energy. That's interesting, That's interesting. So come on, Queen of Swords. What other messages do you have for the collective? I'd like to have a little something for everybody, I want everybody to receive some messages about what's coming in from. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I was saying, I've heard so much. There's that Leo again. We got the sun coming. We'll see what else. Leo, come on, give some other people a chance, man. Like, don't hog the floor. What's up with the Leos, man? Oh, okay. It's getting kind of interesting here. Here comes the telenovela part. All right, we got the Sun card, Leo coming in with the 7 of Cups. That's options with the Wheel of Fortune, and they're all on top of each other stacked. All right, here comes the crossing influence. All right, let's have a look at this. Crossing influence, 2 of Cups. This is very interesting. Okay, so we got the Sun card, all right? The Sun card is Leo energy, all right? It also deals with happiness, okay? Also deals with happiness. Wilder! It's good to see you, Broad. Okay. And we have Wheel of Fortune, all right, with the 7 of Cups, all right? The wheel's spinning. Where will it land? What option are you going to choose? What option are you going to choose, Leo? Because we see what's on the table. The stakes are high. Is this true soulmate connection? I think this is sort of a sign, It's like, what do you want? Do you want to have the deep soul bond, or are you going to keep playing the field, Leo? We do see here there's a Queen of Cups energy involved in this situation. That is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there's been an ending here with this 10 of Swords energy. Something got deaded. Maybe this was somebody who was involved in the situation, had Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio strongly aspected in their chart. Maybe they were kind of one of the options, one of the players on the board that was causing some kind of interference or disruption. I see that because this energy was deaded, things are going to move forward real fast here, okay? We got the Knight of Wands coming in. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And we see a new beginning with a tangible offer with this Ace of Pentacles here. You do need to be aware for the fuck shit, though, all right? You need to be aware of the fuck shit here with this 7 of Swords energy. Be aware. Oh, it's a Cancer you need to be aware of, man. It's a Cancer. Because right here, backing this up, coming in after that Queen of Cups energy that was, vetoed out there, we got the Chariot. That's all about forward motion, right? That's all about movement. It's all about progression of situation. I think that, this energy may have been deaded, but it might try to come back on the scene and, throw things out of balance again. So just, be aware of this person's interference, because I see you got something legit on offer here with this 4 of Wands energy. That's like the 1111 card. That's a true partnership. Don't let some raggedy ass biatch come in and like break up what could be a happy home. Be aware of the home wreckers, okay? We do have this Magician energy. This might be a reunion For me, the Magician often comes in when you're going to like reunite with a partner, okay? It's like a relationship coming back from the dead. Like you thought, oh my God, there's no way that this could ever come back together again after this 10 of Swords. There's no way. And then it comes back to life. Um, Magician energy, that's Aries energy, okay? Ooh, backed up again. We got it right here. We got that big dick energy with the King of Wands, okay? Double Aries confirmation. Could also be Leo, Sagittarius. And this is justice, okay? It's justice that this person who is interfering in your situation is cleared out of the way. I get a strong hit. It was somebody with a Cancer placement, and they were blocking movement in the situation. They were blocking movement. They were preventing the coming together of this union. Yeah. King of Swords energy. That's the discernment. That energy needed to be cut off. And here's another Aries confirmation. I really feel this is, I'm associating the Fool with Aries a lot right now because we had that Aries new moon, and it occurred on April Fool's Day. All right. So it was like big Fool's energy. It normally does resonate with the sign of Aquarius, though. Okay. So we're going to bring both of those energies in here. All right. So the person who had to cut off this Cancer energy may have been an Aries or an Aquarius. Okay. Because we do have that King of Swords. And that was wise discernment. Yeah, because it was leaving things in a place where nothing could grow, with this Five of Pentacles. And that's because of the interference. Yeah. And this is what brings balance to the situation with that Temperance energy, Sagittarius right there. Let's go ahead and do a cut of the deck. Yeah. This brings a successful completion. Okay. So it's all up to you, it's all up to you. Again, fire signs really want to come forward, but Leo in particular, okay? I feel really strongly with that. Leo, it's up to you. Are you going to keep your options open? Are you going to keep juggling? Are you going to keep complicating things with too many people? If you want to stay single, if you want to have fun, if you want to mingle, that's cool. Do that, but make sure that people know that that's what you want. Make sure you're upfront and above board. You let people know you don't want a serious commitment, because otherwise it can cause a lot of heartache. Yeah. And this is what just came out, as I said, that Four of Wands with the Five of Swords. Okay. It can leave people feeling really stabbed in the back. So however you decide to move, just be honest and upfront, because know that real feeling is, involved here. And I feel like Four of Cups just came out. So I don't know. It's like, though there is this opportunity for this solid, like partnership that could lead to something like, very tangible, like a committed relationship, even a live-in relationship. I don't know if you want to take that cup. I mean, look at this. There's that cup being offered, and they're still looking at the options. So I would just say, know who you are, okay? Like, that's what this lunar cycle is all about. I don't know, man. Ooh, you're holding out for an emperor. That's what I see. That's what you want. You want big boss energy. You kind of feel like the energy that's been coming at you in the past was sort of too immature for you. You feel like you want somebody who can level up a bit more. I think that's why you're keeping your options open, Emperor is associated with Aries, but really it's any like a strong, strong masculine energy that can really take charge. Yeah, I see that you're holding out for this, man. You are holding out for that. You're like, nope, I don't want any of these, I don't want any of these other ones. I want that big D energy. I want the wand, you're holding out for the Emperor, okay? Hmm. It's interesting. You don't find success, though, in what you want until you allow a death to happen. There's something you have to let go. There's something you have to release. And I feel like what you need to release, yeah, this tower needs to fall. Double Scorpio energy here. Okay, so there's that water sign energy. Somewhere in the mix, in your situation, Leos, there is interference from a water sign energy that needs to be released. It's blocking. It's blocking progress with this Emperor energy. And I also feel, I have to say it, I also feel Leos are leaving too many options on the table. Like, you're, what are you trying to do? You're trying to play Libra? Like, that's what Libras do. Libras are like, I always want to make sure I have my options lined up, and it's fine if you're single, like I said, and you want to mingle. But if you want something real, you better nail it down. That's so funny. I brought up Libra, and what comes in here? Empress energy, which is total Libra energy, okay? And right behind that, the Six of Pentacles. So, I'm a double Libra, 5 planets in Libra in the house of Aries, all right? So I'm here giving you some helpful advice, all right? I'm helping you out here. You need to listen to this. You need to decide what you want, Leo. You need to decide what you want. You either want to have that serious relationship. If you want to have that serious relationship, you need to cut off your other options, all right? And focus on the person you actually want to be with. Focus on this Emperor energy. If you do that, then you can have success, but you got to dead the player ways, all right? That's what's coming through. I just got to call it how I see it. Yeah, there's too many wands in this situation with this Three of Wands energy. All right? It's giving me player vibes. You gotta make a choice. You either want to have something real, something solid, something committed, or you want to have fun and kick up your heels and have your options. Nothing wrong with that, but no secretiveness around this with this high priestess energy. It's got to be all up front and above board. That's coming through very strong. And anything that was hidden is going to come to light. So, you might have wanted to see success with an Emperor energy, but you might actually sabotage that, and that might get cut off because you can't give up these other wands. You really need to start thinking about how you're moving, okay? Because if you've been messing around with other people, if you've been juggling people because you got too many options involved, that shit's going to come to light. And it's actually going to sabotage, what you're wanting to create here. So, move correctly. Keep things above board. Be honest with yourself. Know who you are, and there's nothing wrong with, playing the field and having fun if that's what you want to do. Just, don't do things in a secretive manner. If you gotta hide it, if there has to be, all this, undercover stuff done, then you're not moving correctly, all right? And that kind of behavior is going to really backfire in this lunar cycle. So I would say just get very clear on what works for you. So, work with that energy, disconnect a little bit and sort of drop into yourself, take some time to yourself and feel out what's right for you, and just stand on that. There's nothing wrong if you want to play the field, and it's okay to feel conflicted. Remember, the energy that's in play with this lunar cycle is very much like that oppositional energy. It's that push-pull energy. It's that trying to decide between what you want and what you need, all right? Well, you're not going to figure that out by continuing to distract yourself with a bunch of options. Oh, Four of Swords. give that shit a rest, man. You need to give it a fucking rest, okay? Just give it a rest. Like, when was the last time you just tried just dropping in and just spending some alone time, getting clear and getting right with your soul, like leaning into what you really feel and connecting with your spirit? Have you tried turning it over to spirit? Have you tried asking for guidance? Might not be such a bad move, all right? And I'm going to do one more cut of the deck energy here. I think, honestly, ultimately, Leo, as much as you say that you want this Emperor energy, I don't think you really do. I think you're going to choose to walk away from it with this Eight of Cups. I do. I think that it's been a nice distraction, but I don't think you really have dropped into your soul on this and realized like how far off the mark this actually is with who you are and what really turns you on, man. That's what I'm picking up. I feel like there's something else out there for you, but it kind of like requires that you jump into that full energy, right? And that you take the risk to maybe let go of something that you thought was going to be your end all be all, but it's actually not. I mean, sometimes we can get a little hung up where we want to win at all costs, if there's been any kind of like competitive energy involved in the situation, which I could see could be the case if there's been like multiple parties involved, if there's been any kind of like interfering energy, third party energy, but that actually can really like hold you back, from what is really aligned with you. Sometimes, it becomes all about, winning just for the sake of winning, but there is no winning when it comes to what is meant for you. There is no competition, okay? And this is interesting because I'm getting like this download right now that we see this a lot of times, in particular, with feminine energy where there's competitiveness, around a man, okay, around a masculine. And a lot of times this really has nothing to do with the masculine at all. It has to do with the competitive energies that are operating between the women involved, the feminines involved. I'm using gender terms, apply them as you see fit, okay? I just have to deliver the message as the message is coming through. There is this energy where women can become pitted against each other, where they define their worth according to what, which one of them is able to capture the man's attention. And it's such a low vibrational energy, all right? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. There is no competition in love. It doesn't work like that. And if there is this competitive energy involved, or I'm going to win, or thinking that if you nab the guy, that means that you're somehow better than this other person, you've really like, gone off the rails. It's time to like bring it back to center and really look at, what are you fighting for here? There should be no fighting. There should be no competition. There should be none of this involved in a true meeting, of souls. If you got that kind of dynamic going on, it's definitely time to, move on and trust, that what's really meant for you is going to arrive. We do see Three of Wands energy here again, coming in with the Hanged Man and the Ace of Swords, which is always like, this is the truth, confirmation card. I really think that it's time to, drop the messy involvements, where too many people are getting involved in the mix, right? I think it's time to just like give this a rest, all right? It's actually really stressed you out. I see this. This is coming in so strong for Leo, okay? I see it's caused disruption in your home with the Four of Wands. It's affected your happiness. We got the Five of Swords. You felt a sense of betrayal. You've lost sleep over this. You've been stressed out with the Nine of Wands. You haven't been able to release the past and move forward with your life. You know, you're always looking back. And some of this may have to do with, deep, seated stuff that goes back to your childhood in ways that you feel like you have to prove your worthiness of love, which is nonsense. And that's why you keep your options open with that Seven of Cups energy with the Two of Cups. Because you always feel like there's always going to be somebody else. Somebody's always going to, be the one that gets picked, not me. And putting yourself into these situations is almost your way to validate to yourself that you are worthy of being the one. I think that it's wise to move away from this kind of a dynamic. I think if you let go and you open yourself up to the adventure of discovery by really connecting with your spirit and where your spirit is telling you to go, if you move forward on that level, okay, give it about 2 months with this Eight of Wands energy. Things are really going to start moving in your life. You may actually even have a physical move. You might move to a new place. I see travel. I see messages coming in, and maybe even the arrows of love. We do see a Knight of Wands energy coming in with this. This may be, the turn of fortune that you've been looking for with that Wheel of Fortune. It all involves movement, though. This is coming in very strongly with your message here. Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands, Chariot. This is Eight of Cups. It's about moving away. If you want to see movement, if you want to see progression romantically, if you want to connect with that soulmate, you first have to let some stuff go that isn't serving you anymore. And once you let that stuff go and you take the risk, to go for something deeper, to trust that you are worthy of love, that you do deserve to be met on that soul level, Eight of Wands. Yeah, you gotta. That's hilarious. Yeah, beware of the eight. Beware of the Eight of Wands, man. Okay. Think about what aids what you need. If you give it about 2 months, things are really going to start moving. But it does require you to move away from that energy. You gotta think of it this way. If you're looking to manifest something real and tangible, but you keep kind of tolerating fuck shit and things that put you in this position where you're always in this like competitive energy and where, you're never sure if you are loved and valued and appreciated because there's always these, half-priced hot wings in the mix. If you stick around in those kind of dynamics, then you're just broadcasting out into the universe that that's what you're worth. That's what you're willing to accept. And so you're just going to get more of the same. You have to value yourself enough to go, you know what? I'm willing to like pack it up, walk away from that, and once you make that choice, then you're going to start to see things really moving in your life. But it will take, it will take a couple a couple months. It's going to be about 8 weeks, but I see things really moving rapidly for you then. And I think there's going to be a lot that changes. What goes up must come down, and vice versa. This card I just saw a card flip up in here. Where did it go? It's very interesting. You know, where you were struggling, you're going to find things moving more smoothly. That's very interesting. I swear I saw something flip over middle of the deck, but this card did come out. And it'll lead you to happiness. I love this. You show up at the tail end of it again, okay, with this sun energy. This message was coming through really strongly for Leo specifically. You don't have to be a Leo sun for this message to speak to you. It could be for anyone that has, strong Leo placements in their chart. Leo sun, rising, moon, Venus, North Node, Mercury. Heck, even Mars, with the energies that we got in play right now. You could even just have a lot of planets loaded in the house of Leo, and they aren't, necessarily in the sign of Leo. All right. So don't try not to get too hung up on the signs. Okay. But that Leo archetype is coming through really strong. Fire signs representing in a big way. And I mean, we are in Aries season, and it is Aries energy really in play right now. So that doesn't surprise me that, fire signs are kind of holding it up, holding it down in the readings. We've had you all really come forward strong in the readings. Ooh, and now we finally have Earth presenting itself. Isn't it funny? Of course, Earth finally shows up with the Knight of Pentacles energy. Like, Knight of Pentacles is such a slow mover. So now we know what's going on with the Earth sign collective. They're just kind of a little late to the party. They've sort of been like dragging their heels, like, okay, I'll come in. This is a very slow moving energy with the Knight of Pentacles. We're looking at Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a very dedicated, focused, kind of energy. I see here that there's something that you're really working to build. You got this Ace of Pentacles in your hands. You're wanting to come forward with a solid offer. This is masculine energy. I believe this has to do with love, with the Ten of Cups here. And somebody that you got your eyes on, okay, that's got this Nine of Pentacles energy going on right here. Maybe you feel like you can't step to this person that has this Nine of Pentacles energy going on until you, can kind of really step up to the plate with something solid to offer them. That's coming through for the masculine energy. I also see it that you're on this journey, masculines, where you're in the process of really building your own financial stability. You're collecting your own Nine of Pentacles. You want to be able to really match this person that you're interested in. You want somebody that you can build with, and it looks like you got some really positive energy coming in that supports that. Yeah, this is somebody that you can really build with this Three of Pentacles energy. And I do see that, your ships will come in this regard. I think that you're going to have a positive outcome here with this Three of Wands. Got that as the truth here with the Ace of Swords. Let's see the top of the deck energy. Yeah, right now it's just about nurturing the growth in your situation. And we really have it coming in on a tangible level for you, Earth signs. It's all about building right now. And, you may have been wondering, like, am I investing my energy in the right person, place, thing, pursuit with this Seven of Pentacles energy here? This is all about wondering if the work you're putting in is going to pay off. But with the Seven of Pentacles, we know that something is growing, okay? And we already have the Nine of Pentacles on the board. So I would say you are investing your energy wisely. Don't let, with the Six of Cups energy, don't let the past hold you back in this regard, okay? Maybe you've been disappointed in the past and you felt like, you haven't seen the kind of success that you wanted to see. Maybe you still have some blocks to work through on that level. Maybe you have some, beliefs about your ability to be successful, your ability to achieve what you set out to achieve. Um, but I think that this is like old programming, and it's time to really you know, to kind of heal that young one who internalized a lot of negative messages, in your environment. You may have had, some people that weren't very supportive of you in the past. And I'm really getting that, this is from childhood. So you were at an impressionable age and you sort of took on these beliefs, and your work this cycle is really about unraveling that and knowing that you do have something of value to offer, and that you do have what it takes to be successful, and you absolutely are lovable. And I think, just keep building that dream. I think your dream has a lot to do with, you want it all. You want it all. You don't just want to yeah, we got the lovers card coming in here, okay? Lovers is associated with Gemini energy, but this is like true soulmate connection here. This is really beautiful. Look at this lovers card. I absolutely love this lovers card. It is so magical. Oftentimes the lovers card is depicted as this choice. But I love how in this deck it's like it's just all the love. It's just all the magic, all the romance. I think you earth sign energies, you're all caught up in love right now. We got the lovers, we got the 10 of cups, we got somebody that you can build with. This is worth your investing, for sure. This is something that can really be wonderful and beautiful for you. And this is a person who's also got their own shit together. Like, they're not looking for you to like hold them up. They got it and they can hold it down, and together you can really hold it down. So this is beautiful. Don't let the past energy hold you back. Move forward towards your dreams. Yeah, that past energy, that's the devil you got to be aware of. Okay. you know that's what can hold you back. The past is the only thing that can hold you back from having this beautiful new beginning. And devil energy is Capricorn energy. Okay, so maybe there is somebody in relation to your past that has a Capricorn placement in their chart. This is the truth. That Ace of Swords. All right. Just be aware. All right. Don't fall for the trauma bond bullshit. Sometimes people get really invested in trauma bonds. They get sucked into the like codependent, dynamic, and they mistake it for like real love, or even worse, twin flame. Okay, let's like not even talk about the twin flame energy. It's so toxic and unhealthy. All right. Sometimes you feel something intensely in the past, not because it was the real deal, but because it was addictive in nature. And when we see this devil energy in play, that's definitely something to be mindful of. All right. Uh, don't let the past interfere with this beautiful, new beginning you're building for yourself. You have an opportunity for real security here with this Four of Pentacles. You know, up till this point, you've been holding that Ace of Pentacles over your chest. You've been blocking your chest. You've been so focused on having to build the security all for yourself, protecting yourself, not letting anybody into your heart because of this, fuck shit energy you dealt with in the past with this devil energy here. This is a solid offer. This is a solid offer, and it's from somebody who really wants to build with you. And it ensures happiness. Look at this 10 of Cups. How beautiful. I love how they're surrounded by a tree. This is something solid. It's something strong. Its roots go deep, and just all this beautiful, abundance and love, you know, grows from this tree. And look how happy they are. Look how happy they are. Just light as air, you know, this lightness of being, this beautiful energy. Don't fuck it up, you know, by being drawn to, you know, something that did you know good? Oh my God, look at this with the tower energy. Do you want a tower? Is that what you want to create for yourself? You want a tower. Scorpio energy here. You know, is that what you're looking to create? You need to let that be done. Done. That's what brings success, okay? The Six of Wands. Don't go back to what you know doesn't work, all right? Very important. You have a real tangible offer here, and it looks beautiful with that Ten of Cups. But it does involve you having to really recognize that, you know, some of the things that you were attached to in the past, they weren't meant for you. And that's why the tower fell, you know, and if you keep kind of looking back there, you're going to hold yourself back from having this beautiful, you know, beginning with somebody who really wants to invest in you. They really want to invest in you. Like, why would you destroy that with some, you know, toxic bullshit? Go back to a situation like a devil relationship is like, you know, it's where you feel bound. You feel like you have no real, you know, sense of inner freedom. No inner freedom because you're so like attached in an unhealthy way to this person that just drains you and brings out the worst in you. You know, it's like bonding over everything that hurts. You know, you don't need that energy anymore. You have like this beautiful new opportunity to move forward, you know, with somebody who really wants to offer you the real deal. It doesn't get better than the Ten of Cups when it comes to love, okay? So be smart. Yeah. That past energy is all about the Five of Pentacles, okay? You know that there's nothing there for you. It leaves you out in the cold, you know? It leaves you in that place of lack. You don't need that. Why trade the Ten of Cups for the Five of Pentacles? Definitely not worth it, okay? Keep building for yourself, okay? Keep focusing on yourself with this Nine of Pentacles energy. Keep investing in yourself. And part of investing in yourself also means knowing what your worth is, all right? And not accepting anything less. And if you keep building for yourself, if you keep investing in yourself and what you know you deserve, what you're worth, you're going to have such a beautiful new beginning in love. Yes. I don't know, may even lead to marriage with that Ten of Cups, and then we have a contract card coming up here, okay? So there may be a lot of you earth sign energies, you know, actually tying the knot or, you know, heading into, oh my gosh, heading into a pretty serious agreement here in terms of your relationship. Oh, yep, I would say, yep, that's true. Look at this. It doesn't get better than this. These all came out together. Six of Wands, victory, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, there's that offer coming in. Ten of Cups, Ace of Swords. Big fat yes. I think a proposal is coming your way, actually. Or for the masculines, you know, I mean, not that feminines can't, you know, pop the question, but I do feel like with this energy that's coming in, this Knight of Pentacles energy, it feels more like a traditional kind of energy to me. So I really feel it's like these masculine earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you may be preparing to like propose to somebody. And I think that the answer is going to be yes, and you're going to be planning a wedding. And for you feminine earth sign energies, I think that your days of being independently owned and operated are about to get an upgrade, and you're going to have somebody that you're going to build a beautiful future with. And I do see marriage. I feel like marriage is coming in really strong. I'm getting sentience right now. So, yeah, there's a lot of hope here. You know, this is like a blessing coming in for all the times that, you know, you you dealt with these situations that just drained all of, you know, your hope that you could ever find that, you know, that special someone that would really like be in it with you, like in it to win it. And this is like the promise of that star that no matter how dark things get, no matter what storms we face in life, no matter what challenges we face in life, like the light always returns, you know, the light always returns, and that love comes back in. We have to just open our hearts to it. You know, we see here there is this like dove, you know, flying down. It's right here. The orientation on the video. There's this dove flying down, and it has a heart. It has a heart in its beak. It's like a gift from the divine. This connection is like a gift from spirit for all you overcame, all the challenges you've had. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's for all those times when, you know, you poured your heart and your soul, you poured everything you had into another person only to feel totally depleted and abandoned in the end. You can stop pouring everything out now, okay? Turn up your cup. Let that love come in. Really open up your heart to receive it. Don't get stuck on what's happened in the past, what your story's been like in the past. Don't let those fears like get in the way of really embracing this and throwing your whole heart and soul into it, all right? Because that past is a fucking devil and it'll hold you fucking back. But if you can just really invest in this new opportunity coming your way, you're going to have a beautiful relationship ahead of you. Yeah, it's time for you to move away from all that energy, you know, with the Six of Swords. You know, your troubled times are over. You're moving into calmer waters. You know, things are going to be a lot easier for you from here on out. So I just want to see if there's any last messages for the collective. I've been going for a while here. It's been over 2 hours. I've been reading, and I really enjoyed it. I love like doing these deep dives like this, but I do feel like all the different elementals have presented themselves. We've had a lot of, you know, cup energy show up. We've had a lot of fire energy show up big time. We had air show up. Even, you know, the woman of the hour, the Queen of Swords showed up. And we just got to Earth, who, you know, took their sweet time arriving. But that's kind of Earth energy, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady, Earth. Just keep, you know, keep in touch with your Earth element, you know. Stay grounded during this cycle. Don't do anything impulsive. If you happen to hear, you know, from the past, don't do anything impulsive. Really, you know, sink in and feel out what's right for you, okay? Because you do have such a beautiful opportunity for love. I feel, you know, moving forward into the future. So any further messages for the collective? Anything you want the collective to be aware of? It's very interesting. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, this Knight of Swords energy, okay? Air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, this impulsive energy, that's what will, you know, leave you stuck with this Eight of Swords energy. You really want to make sure that you just kind of chill out. There may be some kind of intense energy coming your way. I do notice this bat here, okay? And bats are about rebirth. So I feel like, you may have felt really stuck, those who have strong air placements. You may have been feeling like you haven't been able to sort of get the momentum to carry you forward. You might feel like there's been a little blocking energy going on. And I do feel that there's definitely been a little of that subterfuge, okay, with that Knight of Swords energy. Sometimes the Nine of Swords can be a little impulsive, okay? So whether you've been sort of suffering the repercussions of somebody you've been dealing with acting too impulsively and it's sort of thrown things into sort of a mess. Yeah, we got the Five of Pentacles energy right there, okay? So, we might have had some disruption caused by, impulsivity. This is definitely coming through really strongly for the masculines, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, you know. Definitely caused some disappointment and some feelings of, you know, being stuck, unable to move forward. We got heartache here, hopes dashed, okay? Three of Swords. We got that, this might be particularly strong for those with strong Aquarius placements because we got that star in reverse there. It's really time, to bring to a close this impulsive behavior. And this really is a message for the collective because I wanted this message to be like sort of a final note for the collective in how to best work with these energies in this lunar cycle. I really see what's coming through here is there's a need to not get stuck on this Three of Swords energy. Don't get stuck in the wound, okay? The wound is how the light gets in. And some of this energy in this lunar cycle is going to feel really heavy with that Pluto square, we got going on. You're definitely going to be encountering some painful experiences. There may be things that come to light during this cycle that are a bit hard to swallow, and it is kind of natural, if you have to look at some difficult things that, hurt your heart, to have hope kind of fly out the window. But you need to understand that with this World card coming into play here, this needs to be wrapped up. These are cycles that need to come to a close. The time to sit and lament over what didn't go right in the past is over. Like, it is definitely time to tie it off, that's what brings success, and as much as it hurt, to lose what you thought was going to be like the end all be all for you, it's actually key to what eventually brings you success. You can't see that right now. There's certain lessons that you had to learn, we don't like these kind of lessons, right? But most of us learn things the hard way. The reality is, collective, in these situations that went south, like, you saw the red flags all along. You just didn't want to trust your intuition. You wanted to have, things be the way you fantasized them to be, even though the reality, which was totally contrary to what you were hoping it would be, was staring you right in the face all along. And you know this. You've been putting up with some really out of pocket behavior, that's left you very confused with this Knight of Swords energy. This can be, a very reckless energy. It can also be very ruthless. There's times that it can be positive, and there's times when it works in the negative. Sometimes it's like, I see it, I want it. I'm going to go for it. Nothing's going to hold me back. All's fair in love and war. And I'm going head in. And I don't care what gets in my way. And sometimes it's about declarations of love, right? And that very like spontaneous, spirited energy. And it feels really good at the time. But this is not the time for that kind of energy. All right? Because this is what leads you to actually being stuck. Because it's going to create a whole bunch of problems that you are not prepared to deal with. And it's going to leave you feeling, isolated, abandoned, and on your own in the end. It's not going to work out. Might even negatively affect you financially if you're impulsive right now, if you're reckless. With that Eight of Swords energy, it's sort of like fools rush in where angels fear to tread, all right? Keep that in mind, like as you move through this cycle, collective. Do be aware that there's a lot that you can't see right now, all right? That's what has you feeling so trapped. There's a lot that you can't see right now. And you may really be in your feels. You may feel really disappointment. You may be processing some pain. You might feel like there's nothing to hope for. But we know that, with that world card showing up, these completions are meant to happen. We need to close these cycles because it's the closing of these cycles that actually brings us success. What you can't see right now is it's these very things that you're lamenting over, holding on to, with a death grip that you won't let go, that are actually holding you back. They're holding you back. And strong arming your way into the situation and getting in there and waving your sword around and asserting yourself and saying, no, it has to be like this. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to leave you, empty-handed, disappointed, might even screw you up financially. So you need to let things come to light. All right? Give it time. A lot is going to be revealed in this lunar cycle. What you couldn't see will be revealed to you. What's been hidden is going to come into view. And once you have that knowledge, once you have that information, it's interesting because I see like this light. This light is starting to shine in behind her. She's got her blindfold on, but that light is coming in. The illumination is coming in. And when that comes in, you're going to be able to see things clearly. This is what's been holding you back. You've been so blinded by your pain and what didn't turn out as you hoped it would, that it's preventing you from actually seeing what really was going on, that this had you in a place of lack. This never would have fulfilled you. Never would have fulfilled you. So don't be impulsive. Don't be so quick to fucking raise the dead. All right? That's what I'm really getting with that. Don't be so quick to raise the dead and think that that's going to make everything better. If only I can reclaim this lost opportunity. Not so. You needed to lose the opportunity so you could claim what's really meant for you. That's what wants to come through. Okay? Focus on your work. Pour your energy into yourself. Put your energy into something you can build for yourself that gives you a sense of personal satisfaction and joy. This doesn't have to be around money, okay? This is just like your creative energy. When was the last time you created something? Maybe work with creativity to help you process some of the pain that is coming up for you. And if you do that, you're really going to feel a sense of personal fulfillment. And then it does bring in the love, okay? It does bring in the love, but it first starts with you filling your own cup, all right? And one of the best ways to fill your own cup and remind yourself that, wow, I have the ability to actually use my energy to create my reality and shift my circumstances is to pour your energy into creativity. It's very cathartic. Okay? It's very cathartic. And it brings you that 10 of Pentacles energy. All right? So we've been doing all this talk, right? 9 of Pentacles is factored in very frequently in this read for all the signs. So we have a really strong, very strong message coming through here that you need to invest in yourself right now. It's so important. You need to invest in yourself. Pour your energy into yourself. If you're struggling in a romantic situation, just let it be. Pour your energy into yourself. Pull your energy back from what is stressing you out, what's causing you confusion, what's leaving you in this lack mindset. And watch how quickly it starts to change your reality when you start pouring your energy into yourself, when you start tapping into your creativity, when you let yourself be inspired by what you can cultivate for yourself. When you do that, it brings in the fulfillment. Then you actually have something to offer with this Ace of Cups. If you're stressed out, if you're feeling depleted, if you feel like your needs aren't being met, if you feel like nothing's working out for you, if you're feeling hopeless, if you're attached to the past, if you're disappointed by what went wrong, do you really have anything to offer anybody else? You don't. So if you start really pouring your energy into yourself, we see that, the love does come. But first it starts with you. And the Ace of Cups, this is a summer timing card. So I really see like new beginning in love for those that are seeking that, coming in the summertime. And then you're going to find that person who can build with you. But it starts with you getting that 9, right? It starts with you getting the 9 of Pentacles, all right? And then it leads to that 2 of Cups. So, love is on deck. This is a big love year, but it really doesn't pop off until summertime, collective. I've been noticing that with all the reads. Yeah. Let the tower fall where it needs to. Stop investing in what has served its purpose. It's time to let it go. There's going to be towers in this cycle. There's always going to be towers with Pluto square, okay? Wait for your new beginning. It's coming. It'll probably happen in Leo season, all right? That's summertime, so we're looking like July, August energy, okay? Have the strength to just release the past with love, and trust that what's meant for you is going to come forward. And I do see that there will be a new beginning with that Page of Wands, There will be news coming in of a new beginning, but, things happen in the summertime. So give it time to build. And Rashmi, I don't really do personals on these, but, since it's my first live, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you just because before I sign off here. So I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Rashmi wants to know if he can do a real estate job. He's confused about his job and is interested in getting into real estate. And will this be productive for him? Coming at me all the way from India. So cool. I love India. I've always wanted to visit India. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, so thank you for showing up here, and I hope I can give you something to look forward to here. I see that with the 3 of Swords, you've been really disappointed with your present line of work. I think you're dealing, with kind of a difficult man at your work that's making things stressful for you, causing you a bit of stress and worry. And that's one of the reasons why you're wanting to move away from this situation. Rajmi, yes, go for the real estate. Okay. I really see that you're going to need to get some education for this. You know, you're going to need to get some training, some education to really make things take off. You might need to, make sure you got all your licensing in place. But I do see that you'll have a successful beginning with this coming in the fall. And there's a lot of hope that comes in with that, with this star energy. All right. So I say go for it, Rashmi. Yeah, moves you into big boss mode with this Emperor energy. That is a definite affirmative message. Don't be confused about your job. Invest in the real estate direction. It'll pay off for you. All right, y'all. It's been wonderful, but I have been on now for almost 2.5 hours, and I'm going to go and just like sink in. Thank you to all of you who came, joined me, dropped in with me for a bit, and shared your thoughts. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out the channel a lot. And I want to be able to give more lives like this and more readings and, build community here. And thank you for choosing to spend your full moon with me. Take care.